Dang it. What's up, MSFers? I got a bit of a headache, so I brought down the lighting today. It's Feedback Friday. I want to know what you think of everything that happened this week, including the gift, or gifts, I guess. I guess we're going to get more of it. Kyron the Backstabber, you ask, how come you didn't tell us there was 2 anniversary gifts to save all the Reddit rage? Well, the Reddit rage is probably why there is a second gift. There wasn't a second gift originally. There was some stuff that they left out of what they told us we were getting. So literally we got worse than what we thought we were getting. Maybe that's what they're going to include as the missing stuff. I don't really know where I fall under the NDA on that one. So we'll just have to see when it comes out. Maybe we can talk about it after the fact. I don't know what this secondary gift is going to be. But I want to know what you guys think about the anniversary. I want to know what you guys think about the gift. I want to know what you guys think about the new Cosmic Crucible room rules and how you feel Scopely has been handling the bugs and the mishaps for the past week or two. Obviously, there have been a lot of downfalls over this 6th anniversary. It has not been conducted well. Has that bothered you guys? So we're going to be talking about that today. Hopefully, Juicy will join me on voice to go over. He has a list of defenses, one of his lists of defenses. He's not really set on it yet, but he thinks he's going to try some stuff for Crucible. So we're going to go over his and maybe make a video out of that. I'm not really sure because it's not really like anybody's roster we're going over, but maybe we'll make a video out of it. Maybe we'll just sit and talk and I'll keep it all in one stream recycle video. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Burnsy? What's up, Kyron the Backstabber? What's up, Shmoo? What's up, Xander? What's up, UK Bud? What's up, Stocky? What's up, Red Robot? What's up, Vral? What's up, Xander? What's up, Papa Woody? What's up, Vendetta? What's up, OG Lurk? What's up, Gnomes? What's up, Kevin Sanity? How's everybody doing? What's up, Rushel? Still don't know how to pronounce that. All right, so I'm actually going to turn the music down a little bit more in my ear. I really do have a bad headache today. I'm not feeling super amazing. Let's see. I'll scroll back up. Happy Friday to you too, UK bud. Because Scopely made up the second gift after all the rage. That's exactly right, Stocky. 100%. There was no second gift. It might be because they left. You know what? Fuck it. They originally told us they were going to put power cores in the gift, and there were no power cores when the gift came out. I don't know why they left it out. I don't know if that's what the second gift is going to be. I'm not going to tell you how many power cores, but there were supposed to be power cores in the original offer that they told us they were giving out. We, in turn, said the community is going to hate this. They said, we're not changing it. Now they're putting out a second gift. So I don't know. Maybe it's because they forgot the power cores. Maybe it's because everybody hated this and so many veteran players were kind of offended by it. Frankly, just for the record, I'm not offended by it. It's free stuff and they could have given us nothing. I'm dismayed at how they spoke about it beforehand, how they hyped it, and then what was delivered. Because it did not have something for everyone, like it said. I don't find those things in there to be all that juicy, and I don't think that it celebrates roster progression when I can't use the things in the gift to move the needle on even one character. So, in fact, Doolam and I were literally just making fun of this. There is the last, let's see, here it is in the milestones. The last milestone of Dark Reign has a 6th anniversary's worth of L4 training modules. Like, that's not, like, that's, right? And I don't care, it's free stuff, that's cool. But don't tell me that it's gonna be amazing and then so obviously fall short of the mark. Don't tell me it's gonna have something for everyone, and there was very little in there for me to get interested in. If you told me in advance that, hey, we're gonna have a gift and newer players are really gonna enjoy this, I think a lot of people would have been like, oh, cool. Yeah, helping out the new players. We've been bitching about the new player experience, and there you go. All right. What's up, robot? I blame the CCs. Definitely Chiron the Backstabber. Definitely blame the content creators. It's always our fault. I'm here for the 3rd anniversary gift. What unique does Iron Patriot and the leader use? Oh crap, Papa Woody, I don't remember. Benny Westside has infographics that always show that kind of stuff. Updog probably has an infographic on that. I think Iron Patriot is the titanium alloy, the same stuff as Colossus. I could be wrong. Somebody in chat will figure that out. They've confirmed a new gift. It's in the blog. It says, here, I'll just go read it. Updates, stability issues and the anniversary gift. Part of the anniversary gift to players. We will send the remainder of the anniversary gift tomorrow. I don't know what that is. They haven't shared that with us. It could be power cores. It could be the missing 56 million gold or 54 million gold that should have been in there. Because they don't understand inflation, right? Sorry, I'll get to the end of chat. You guys are probably saying all this stuff at the end of chat. Lowest TCP in Cosmic Crucible, top 125. Nice, Chiron. The new gift is definitely Death Pool shards that they missed off the first. It could be that, right? They showed the other 3 Scopely originals, but not Death Pool. They've been handling everything like shit. After this 6th anniversary, I might get a divorce with Scopely. By the way, any good information, I'm just screenshotting and dumping it straight into the feedback channel of the servers today. Anniversary, nice idea, ruined by failed execution. So typical day in the world of Boundless. These are great little clips, guys. Cosmic Crucible investment isn't worth the rewards. Skipping CC teams. Go all in raid teams. Really? The raid teams you're having to build the raid teams bigger and bigger to get the rewards. Cosmic Crucible's still got good rewards. And they did bump up war rewards. I think all 3 fronts, and of course arena as well. I think you kind of have to partake to a degree in all 4 places. And every new Cosmic Crucible team that comes out is usually like a top 3 Crucible team. So you don't have to build that top Crucible team to epic proportions, though you'll get the value out of it if you enjoy Crucible. But you could build it to a mid to high level and still have it crush the majority of teams, right? Like, I didn't have a very big new Warriors, and it worked really well for a long time. What's up, working as intended? We need more Ultimus food. That was perfect pronunciation of rules. 666 power cores. Hail Satan. Yeah, they didn't do 666 for obvious reasons. They just avoided that. That's fine. The difference of 66 to the 600 is negligible to me. I don't care. I feel the anniversary gift was intended for mid-game to veteran players. Really? The anniversary gift was intended for mid to veteran? I'm a veteran player. They did not hit the mark on that, Grunt. I disagree with you strongly. I think it was for new to mid. I expect 6,666 power cores. There you go, Papa Woody. I'd be happy with any amount of power cores, but what I would really be happy with was 60 million gold. That would be so cool to take 3 characters from 0 to 100. That would be amazing. I would settle for 30 or like 22 million gold, like something like that. I don't care. They didn't use 6 numbers for the whole thing, right? Give us 22 million gold. That's enough to take one character from 0, or I think it's 25 million gold. One character to 100. Give me enough to take one tune to 100 gold-wise. I'd be super happy about that. That would make me feel rewarded. That would give me reason to celebrate. I even told him, I'm like, hey, I just unlocked Iron Patriot. I was considering spending my Ultra Cores purchasing the leader, but I don't have enough gold to take him to the top. I opened up your anniversary gift and I still don't have enough gold to take him up. I'm not going to spend money on him. Like, you're just losing money because you're not giving out enough gold. Oh, was not intended for mid to... Okay, that makes sense, Grunt. Okay, was not intended. I'm not offended. It just shows they are out of touch about the end game. I think you're right. The character shards were terrible. The character shards were pretty terrible. I wouldn't be so upset about that if they didn't give me character shards of a character I care about. I think if they should have added all 4 of the Scopely original characters, that would make sense to me, and I'd be like, okay, I have all 4 unlocked, but I get it. You're just doing your originals. Fine, whatever. They made too big a deal over it. 100% UK, bud. Had the messaging been something different or no messaging about it at all, would have been fine. But their messaging was not accurate to what we ended up getting. Happy No Gift Friday. Sounds like a job that gives bonuses, then 1 year gives a year membership to Jelly of the Month Club. Right, Kevin Sanity? It's like that time in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when he's looking for the big Christmas bonus so he can put in the swimming pool, and it's a gift card. Right? That's not quite that bad, but still, you know? Thank you, Rolf Karen, for the raid, coming in hot with 40 people. Holy shit, Rolf Karen. Coming off a heater. Thanks, my guy. Yeah, for those of you just joining us, we are going over Feedback Friday. I'm just going to be reading chat for a while. I want to hear your feedback, and I am sending it straight to the developers today. We want to talk about the anniversary, the gift, the bugs, everything that's happened over the past week or two. I'd like to hear about it. The new room rules for Crucible. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that, and I'm just screenshotting everything and sending it directly to Scopely today. For me, the big upset was Diamond Dawn orbs converting duplicate 7 reds into Elite 4s. Yeah, definitely been reported. They're trying to work on that. I put out messaging saying just don't open those yet because it's not supposed to be like that. Scopely tricked me into trusting them into a good gift. With the positive changes they've made, I thought the gift would be a good one. Shame on me for having faith. You know what? Random Hero, that's a good point. Like, they've been listening to us and making positive changes. However, they just totally missed the mark on this one, right? Like, I see what you're saying. Like, I kind of, like, when they told me that, I was like, sweet. Like Archangel was telling me, you guys are going to be stoked about this. And I'm like, sweet, Archangel knows what he's talking about. And then it came out and I was like, you're missing some zeros, bud. Like, this, don't get me hyped about something and then don't deliver. I don't want to sound spoiled, but you talked it up too much. That's the problem. We got a vacuum cleaner after being promised some really nice jewelry.
Somebody in chat's trying to get your attention.
Foreskin resubscribed. Tier 1. Thank you for that, Foreskin. Appreciate that. Great name, by the way. I really like that. Let's see. Interesting, no cores in gift. Only year 3 had no cores. Should have diamond orbs and crimson gear minimum. IP is titanium. Leader is gamma radiation. There we go. Wow, I'm real far behind on chat, aren't I? So alloy and gamma radiation. Cool, thanks, yes. It says we meant to do that all along. 666 shards of Ultimus. That blog communicate is BS to save face from outrage. It sure does feel like BS, Lord Richter. The only thing is that they did show us something that had more in it than what they actually delivered, but it's still, like, that was, like, we saw that and told them this ain't enough, and then they ship it out with less than that. It's terrible. The 6 million gold was just enough for yesterday. You gonna put out a new season CC room suggestions video? Yeah, Juicy's got some stuff on that. We're gonna be going over some Juicy defenses today. Juicy's probably gonna be working with several content creators on that. A lot of us like to ping him for his advice and pick his brain on that subject. Right now, there's a mobile video with Dorky, there's a bendable straws with a Thame, and there's an up dog with Doolum and a Doolum with up dog. So be sure to check out those videos on Crucible defenses and that one offense from Doolum. What's up, Doolum? I have all raid tunes G18 level 100 doing all CC tunes now. You really don't need to do all your raid tunes at G18 level 100, DJ Donk, but have fun with it, man. You did Juicy did a video with Valley.
I don't need your help.
If they'd include power cores, crimson gear orbs, and silver diamond credits or diamond orbs, it would have been more palatable. Whatever they gave, some people would still complain. Well, yes, always, UK bud. Whatever they gave, some. You know what? I'm even gonna put that in there. That's important for them to know. Oops, why is that wrong? There we go. Oh, for crying out loud, come on. There we go, that's better. I gotta put the good with the bad. That's true, that's a good point. The anniversary gift was intended for mid to late gamers, intended to fuck them off. Yeah. We have 0 gold, 0 training mats, 0 T4s. The entire economy is fucked. I have training mats. I can have enough gold, though it is really strict, to the point where I'm not spending real world money in the game because my gold is so low. That's a bad idea for them. And then the T4s is tight, but it's not hurting me. I'll put that in there, though. Yeah, but if they gave the gold, then they have to give training mats. That's true. I mean, they don't have to. They could give the gold and let you purchase gear out of the store, Flint. I'm at a stage where I need mats and gold. We're in an MSF recession. I like that, actually. So right now in Players Alliance Discord, a lot of folks getting pissed about the private Envoy chat getting info and not relaying to public when the communication has been public on some items. Interesting. Really? We're held to an NDA. We can't, if they tell us we can't talk about it, we don't talk about it. I mean, I even told more than well, I don't really know where I stand, but I probably told more than I'm supposed to already in this stream. Not that anybody really cares. We're gonna find out later today. Let's see here. Damn Boundless. I want my 3 times Clone War Chewy shards. They aren't out of touch with Endgame, LOL. They thought this gift plus all the things they gave throughout the month summed up to be a generous month, which I agree. The problem is they marketed this as a big gift and they should have just said it was like a cherry on top to the anniversary cake and that's it. I think a cherry on top would have been a little pushing it a little bit too much, honestly. I agree with the sentiment. They played it up too much. It was not a big gift. Not when you have milestones, individual milestones that have more of some of those things, some of those line items, right? I pay more for this game than Netflix, and I'm one of the peasants. I pay a lot more for this game than Netflix. A lot of us pay a lot of money. That is being out of touch. Read the thoughts of the community to him. They aren't out of touch with Endgame. They thought this gift plus all the things summed up a generous. I understand what Doolin's saying. I don't necessarily believe them to be out of touch, but man, on this, the way they described what was coming to us didn't match what we ended up getting. I think overall, it was a good anniversary event, right? If you set aside all the screw-ups and the mistakes, and you take all those fuck-ups and the compensations from them, and you get rid of all the overhyping of certain line items throughout this event, then it was a very good anniversary event. It was way better than previous ones. The structure of the event was great. I mean, there wasn't really any content that was amazing, right? It was, like I say, it was like a Taco Bell order. It was the same stuff, just arranged differently, but it was easy to complete. It was all kind of bonus stuff for us. Is there something on my head? It was all just kind of bonus stuff for us. And it was easy, so that was fine. But, the community always wants more. As a whole, this anniversary was generous. The gift wasn't. Thinking and coming to the wrong conclusion, out of touch. I don't think that he's out of touch, Random Hero. I'm sorry, I disagree with you. Or are you saying that Scopely is out of touch? If you think that Scopely is out of touch, there's definitely room to talk about that. I think Doolum has a pretty good idea on this situation. People do always want more, but this was dog shit. So right now in Players Alliance Discord, a lot of folks getting pissed about the private Envoy chat getting info and not relaying to public when the communication has been public on some items. Advertising how good this gift was going to be useless is out of touch. That's out of touch. Not understanding the messaging you're putting out and what's actually in the gift. I can agree with that. If all the extra stuff they gave us through the month was all in the gift at the end, then would you consider it to be good? I think so. I know you're asking Random Hero, but I think that would be... I think people would see that and go, holy shit! But this way, throughout the month, you're clicking dots and reading the story. Hey, let's not forget, the Deadpool storyline was funny, well-written, and entertaining. I stopped to read that finally. The Reels was a cool little feature. Maybe it wasn't worth it for them to do that, but it was cool, and I hope they try stuff like that in the future. So that was cool. The ease of access to complete all these things during the event was great. 1 day's worth of resources, no relevant character shards, no cores, and no orbs for anything added to the game recently. Diamonds, Crimson, or Gear. What was there to be excited about? If you're a newer player, that gift progressed your roster. I agree they marketed it as something big because trigger words, and it was terrible. What sort of devs gift out loads of orbs and then wonder why everyone opened them at the same time? That was a bit of an oversight, right? I mean, but we had like compensation that people purchased and opened tons of orbs too, and it didn't really wreck the game, right? So maybe after that compensation that brought out so many teal orbs and we didn't have too many, the game ran a little slow right then and there. But I guess I don't know the metrics of that situation, so I'm not gonna criticize them about it. In hindsight, hopefully they learned their lesson. If I'm honest, this whole month felt a bit lackluster from the repeated events and unattainable free-to-play milestones, the bugs, and now the big gift. I said a few weeks ago, it feels like we're being punished rather than celebrating an anniversary. I am gonna forward that one to them, Vral. I think that's a good point. I've been hearing similar thoughts like that a lot, so I will post that to them. It's a gift. Is it big? No. That kind of sums it up. That kind of sums it up, Emma Frost. The anniversary gift was like thinking you were getting a PS5 and on Christmas open the box and it's a Switch. I'd totally take the Switch, man. I don't think that's a great representation because I think Nintendo Switches are still pretty cool. Although a PS5 is definitely the better thing, a Switch would still be fun. This month has been the worst in MSF history, and everyone knows it. I've been here for nearly 6 years, Papa Woody. I've seen a lot worse months than this, man. I've seen a lot worse months than this. This was a bad month for Scopely trying to showcase their anniversary. That's for sure. This should have been a joyous month of celebration, and instead it was a lot of bugs and failures. Doom, you know there has been calendars and month-longs in all the other anniversary celebrations, right? Yeah, 5.5 mil a year was meaningful. 6 mil today ain't shit. Yeah, everybody realizes that now. Takes over 500 million gold to bring our meta tunes from 95 to 100. That's 6 mil gold. Felt like a huge reward. You mean to take all of the meta tunes from 95 to 100? I'd settle for just taking one tune from 0 to 100. That's what, 25 million gold? I'd be happy with 20 million gold. I would be happy with 20 million gold. I'd be like, sweet. It's pretty close to allowing me to get one tune built up. I'd be super happy with that. I wouldn't bitch about it at all. It did feel like 6 million gold showed that they don't understand where we're at in the economy. It didn't showcase roster progression. It didn't feel like they understood their players who have been here for 6 fucking years. Takes over, just read that one. I'm aware, but when they have given us the newest gear tier the same month it was released or diamonds like they did. Oh, I see what you're saying. Your level 100 G18 hide mind is still failing 2.3 biosecond node? Really? Mine's doing fine, and I'm not even level 100. I don't know what you're doing wrong, DJ Donk. I don't have too much trouble with it at all. Of course, I shouldn't say anything. Yesterday, I was like, my Bifrost works really good, and then it got deleted. They gave red stars out when red stars were a big deal. That's the same as diamonds are now. The removal of power cores, however, is the biggest kick in the balls. Yeah. How much gold does way too raw for you have these days? I don't know, Boba Trooper. She hasn't hardly been able to even, like, she barely logs in maybe once or twice a day. She's so slammed with schoolwork right now. Then on top of that, her alliance is having some troubles. Like, they're having people move up and down and stuff like that. Usual alliance stuff. I agree, no power cores, no diamonds, no mega gold orbs, and no dark diamonds is terrible. And the 5 G18 orbs was a slap in the face to people still chasing sus. It wouldn't have broke the bank for them to give people some damn cores. Like, at most, people get some free energy or buy one hero orb, a big fucking whoop. A CC did video, he got almost the same amount of gold mats from Crucible and the gift. Yes. That's right, Grunt. We were just looking at the L4s. Was the L4s in that last milestone on the web? It's like 500 L4s. I don't remember how many we got in the gift. Was it 400 or 600? I don't remember. We said the gift was shit and gave the feedback, and they essentially said, it's the gift, get over it. That's exactly, yeah, that's essentially what they said. It's the gift, get over it. And then they gave us less than what they told us they were going to. My issue is the character shards were so terrible. Have some terrible orb with a chance of new tunes, it feels a little better. Right, Kyron the Backstabber? Throw in some mega orbs, problem solved. One mega orb. It at least gives the veteran players the chance of getting something. Maybe not Krakens, because they'll have maxed out everything, but, you know. Sir, if I send my roster, will you see and do a review shortly? Fuck no, Foreskin, never!
Hey,
yeah, Foreskin, just send it to me in Discord. Just send me a DM, and DM me, and I'll put you on the list, and then I will message you again. But you have to DM me in Discord. I don't do it from anywhere else. If you don't DM me in Discord, it won't happen. And thank you for the biddy. I appreciate that. Cherry on top implies a culmination, something they worked up to. This was worse than some of the other aspects. It's just dumb to play this game for 6 years and have this celebratory gift not be at all designed for me, only new players. That was a problem I had with it too. I just felt like I was forgotten about. It's a 6th year anniversary. You should be celebrating the people who have put up with your bullshit for 6 years. I like the Deathpool costume, but she is a bit niche at the moment. Yeah? You, Dulam, I don't need your help. I'll put that in there. The good and the bad, all the feedback going to them. Agreed, new players got a fucking incredible gift. Late game players did not. how I feel about the gift. Hold on. Ah, come on. And now you get to wear a wig. Oh my goodness, there's so many things. Here, I've got buttons for this.
You got a hat redemption?
Papa Woody got the hat redemption and too many hats. Okay, why is this not playing?
Bro, so how do you feel about the gift, Troy? You want my hot take on it, bro? You want my hot take? I'll tell you what I think about the gift. It's free stuff. Shut the fuck up. Quit complaining. It's free shit. That's all I gotta say. Bro, so how do you feel about the gift, Troy?
It's a solid take. That is a solid take. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that we should not be bitching about it. It's something for nothing. It's more than what we had, and we didn't have to do anything to get it, other than put up with Scopely's bullshit for 6 years, or 2 days if you joined, yesterday or whatever. So. We need too many hats and a hair, dude. All right, I want to move away from the gift topic. I'm starting to get some repetitive messages from you guys. I'd like to hear about the anniversary as a whole. I'd like to hear about your thoughts on the Cosmic Crucible room rules, and I'd like to hear about the bugs and the issues and struggles that, like, if they were going to fix one thing that's not working right in the game right now, I'd like to know what that thing is that you'd like to see fixed. If it's slingshotting in arena, fine. If it's the way that the Cabal works with their on spawn stuff, let me know that. There we go. One thing's for sure, guys. It's not the player's fault things didn't happen right? Don't get mad at other people for their perspective on the situation either. I'm gathering a wide variety of feedback from as many people as I can and giving that to Scopely, and they can decide what they want to do with it. I'm trying to get an aggregate view of people's feelings, not just taking all the bad stuff or whatever, but I'm trying to put out the things that I'm seeing repeatedly the most. I'm sending that into Scopely. And there's a lot of people who are like, hey, it's free stuff and I didn't have to work for it. I'm not worried about it. People complain about everything. It's so annoying. The bad description was the problem. 6 mil doesn't do much for late game players, but better than nothing. Cores would have helped for sure. There's a sentiment I'm seeing a lot. Take away the fuck ups. It's been the best anniversary so far. Hey, I agree with that too, UK bud. What's up, Thunderdog? Good morning, Wapo. The anniversary gift feels like a thanks for dealing with all the screw-ups. Here's a blanket comp for a year of crap. If that's their comp, if that's their blanket comp for a year of crap, then it falls short. But if you include all the compensation that they did for each individual things along the way, okay. I would rather them just have an anniversary gift that's for the anniversary. It's free shit, shut the fuck up. I think part of the problem, too, is flavor words like big, huge, tons, etc. are words they use all the time in their descriptions, and we all forget that they use that all the time, and we were focused on that one statement and forgot their definitions of those words versus our descriptions, right? Scopely likes to use vague terms so that you can't hold them accountable for anything, and then their version of what is player-friendly or big or good or appropriate is vastly different from what the player base feels. And they need to absolutely downplay that shit. What really sucks is being 99 out of 100 to unlock Iron Patriot and no path to get the last one shard at the moment. Joe Dale, they are coming out with free shards in the store soon, so you will be able to get that. They heard the message. People are upset that they couldn't unlock Iron Patriot, or a lot of people couldn't unlock Iron Patriot, and so they're sending out free shards in the store. Or someplace, I don't know. They're gonna send out some shards, so a lot of the people who are 5 or I don't know how many shards. I'm assuming it's gonna be 5 free shards. I don't know how many shards. The problem is that the plague of bugs can't be detached from the anniversary. Scopely's out of touch. The amount of teal mats I got from this month, in my opinion, is compensation enough for the gift. The amount of teal mats I got from this month, that's true. Especially if you were one who bought those offers for Ultra Cores and got all those extra orbs. You know, after they put the Ultra Cores back in those offers, I went back and purchased those. So I got a pile of Ultra Cores that I don't know what to do with, and a bunch of those teal gear orbs, you know. I would say most of the rewards we got through the month were geared towards us, such as red gear in the milestones and event campaign and farmable teal uniques. Squid Princess resubscribed. Thank you, Squid Princess. Appreciate that very much. You're freaking amazing. If you guys don't know, Squid Princess is Mobile Gamer's wife, and she is streaming, having started her new account, I think January or something like that, or maybe December. And she's working on a new player account, having a great time and a great experience. She's one person that felt that the gift was great. Right? Because a newer account, it progresses her roster really well. And that's something that's cool, okay? We have been complaining about the new player experience, and that gift definitely helped out those new players. So that's great. 75% has that tune maxed, I assume. The Kestrel shards, yeah. Rewards are mess. Scaling from year to year is linear, but game economy inflation is exponential. Yes, that's how these games work. I recently upgraded my Black Knight to 235,000 to win in CC. By the way, I am not a big player. I am 18 million level 94 without APOC and Scroll. You can make a lot happen with some good ideas in Cosmic Crucible. Well, if it isn't the... What happened? Isn't the one and only Facebook 7. Feedback 7? Feedback 7. What's up, strategist? You know that thing where you say literally anything to your dog in an excited voice and the dog jumps around happily? Should have been more training materials, a couple of mega gold orbs, and at least some silver diamond credits. Beta Ray Bill. I think the comment about not sharing and Envoys knowing is really more that since Scopely isn't putting the comms out, some don't want to watch the videos, so it would be good if you guys did a comm similar to Scopely that someone could just read. Well, so Beta Ray Bill, in the server, they have a can be shared channel. And so anytime they say anything to us and they don't put it in that channel, there's immediately a bunch of envoys pinging them saying, hey, can we share this? Could you put this in the can be shared? And that's all we're allowed to talk about is what they actually put in that channel. And so I would, and a lot of times you'll see people directly, like I do this all the time. I just take a screenshot of what's in that and I put it in the announcement panel on my server. And a lot of the envoys are doing that. That's the best we can do. I mean, you saw us when they brought out the Spiders Society kits. And we, well, not me, but a bunch of envoys tested them in different game modes, and we were not allowed to speak about our testing of it, but we could just read the kits. It's like the most awkward, weird thing, you know? And there's so many people who have access to testing these characters, and I'm sure some of that information is being leaked out or something, but it's just weird that the things that they won't let us talk on. Are the free Iron Patriot shards coming in time, though? The event campaign is gone in 3 days. Papa Woody, I don't know when those shards are coming. Just know that the event campaigns are no longer intended to be completed free-to-play. They are not expecting free-to-play players to have access to all of the characters to go all the way through those story notes. It sucks. We've told them it sucks. Everybody's told us that it sucks, and we've passed that message along to them. That's one of those things that doesn't look like it's going to change. That's the way they seem to want it. Speaking of out of touch, Daryl Hall and John Oates, Out of Touch. I am so glad I didn't play that. I would have had to rip that out of my stream, up dog. My second major leaps I have no idea what you're saying there, Vendetta. This isn't about new players. They said the gift would be meaningful for every player. It clearly was not. 100% agree with that. It was clearly not for everybody. And if they thought it was for everybody, then they were simply absolutely wrong about that. I will be opening up the voice channel here shortly, so like Beta Ray Bill and the other content creators, if you guys want to jump into the voice channel, I will go over there shortly and we can talk about more of these things. Updog's already waiting in there. We ask them to let us share most everything we say, and it's almost always no or wait for official wording. That's right. It's exactly right, Doolin. Yeah, I did my war attacks, Juicy. I was gonna throw in an extra one, but I don't really have a lot going on. I can jump over there and do that while we do this, I guess. Hold on. I'm so glad I've been so out of touch with MSF over the last 24 hours. Yeah, you didn't have to worry about it, right? We need another room cleared. Okay, I'll go throw something at something. I may be just sacking a team for you guys. I don't know what I've got left in my roster.
No.
How is it not free to play friendly? You could complete where your account was. But you couldn't finish the event if you were free to play. That's the definition of free to play friendly. If you're able to finish all of the content as a free to play player, then the event is considered free to play friendly. If you have to spend money to get to the last milestone, to finish the last node, to complete the event, then it is no longer free to play friendly. It is a Switch and you already have a Switch. Okay. Hey, then you got two Switches, one for my kids and one for me. I'm still taking it. It's still great. UK Bud likes Beta Ray Bill streams with Taco. I agree. I've been watching Beta Ray Bill on Taco streams. That's highly informational. A lot of people enjoying that information coming out of there. I like it because it's first-hand information, and Beta Ray Bill is an excellent speaker. He enunciates his thoughts very clearly and concisely, and so it's a great way to learn about Dark Dimension 7. Last year's anniversary was worse. I agree with that, HD 420. I agree with that. Run 7 just spamming the Envoy. I'm absolutely... I'm not going to work that hard, Updog. They don't want to fucking listen to us beforehand. They get to see all this shit being filtered through their server, and they can decide what they want to pass on. Had they listened to us in the first place, they wouldn't have this problem. But they said, no, it is what it is. Guess what? The people who deal with the community on a daily basis for the past 6 years knew how the community was gonna react. What a shocker. Not even close to worst in history, which is a sad thing to say given how this month has gone. Yeah. Wow, I'm pretty sure I'm really, really far behind. Thanos Giving was funny. Then the Thanksgiving after was even worse for free to play. The snap was one of my favorites. The snap was fantastic. Everybody just got booted from their alliance or demoted in their alliance. That was great. Why are you putting that up 3 times, Wapo? I watched it the first time. This is the first time I've ever seen Run pay this much attention to chat. I'm trying to read everything, man. I'm pretty sure by the scroll bar on the right side of my chat, I feel like I've got a long ways to go. I felt like taking a 10 online and finally arranging. I felt like talking to a 10 online and finally arrange a meetup only to discover she was a 50-year-old man. Well, that's one way to describe it, Holmes. 20 million was the correct number. I like the idea someone had about the gift being tiered based on how long you played for. That would reward veterans with things only pertaining to veterans, and new players would get blue and purple gear because it tailors to their account. I like that idea as well, Doolam. I'll put that in there so they can read it. Oh, you guys had me click away from it. Far too much work for them to do that. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. The thing is when they screw something up and they have to go back to it and figure it out, like, that's a lot of work too, right? Isn't that a lot of work? Like, if you get it right the first time, shouldn't it be a little bit better? I have no idea what's going to work against this. Do I have a nowhere team? I don't seem to have nowhere. It looks, but I've got Nova. I must have a nowhere team. I had nowhere on defense. Oh, look at that. I do. We'll put you there and you over there, and we'll put you next to him, and I guess that'll work. That's fine. Good enough. Yeah, no cores because core event in data mines. Can't send the 2.3 hive mind because the turn meter gets really crazy. It's possible that Icarus can drop an ult before he can be controlled. So, if I remember right, when I'm using the hive mind, I get... If I could be thinking of it wrong. I'm not the guy who remembers turn by turn anything. It could be that I was getting safeguard when the Icarus drops, so if I'm not able to stun and control him, even if he ults, it doesn't do too much damage and it doesn't get the double tap on me. But usually I just make sure to have a stun ready to control him. I mean, it's all about going after some of the little guys, building up the turn meter, and then snapping down the bigger guys, or at least that's how I do it. Let's just go. Thank you, Beta the Ray Bill. Hopefully, Run 7 reads your message. Didn't I read your message? I think so. Once again, Scopely doesn't see the forest for the greed. Missed opportunities that would have made us happy and made the money. I agree, Giga. Do we need to talk about the G17 Scythe in the month-long event? Useless. Yeah, they have heard about that. We have been bombarding them with that. It's like, don't ever do this again. You guys should have put the pieces that make that gear piece that could be used for some other character, right? Not the completed piece that veteran players and, hell, mid-game players don't even need it. Hey, Run 7, I think the comment about not sharing and Envoy's knowing is really more that since Scopely isn't putting the comms out, some don't want to watch the videos, so it would be good if you guys did a comm similar to Scopely that someone could just read. What I'm saying, okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding what you guys are saying, but we can't put out communication in any form if Scopely won't let us talk about it. Believe me, we're already telling you guys more than we're supposed to. And we're constantly making jokes about each other, keeping score over who's breaking the NDA the worst this week. It's that they won't let us talk about it. It doesn't matter whether it's written or a video or anything. I mean, okay, so you're saying that people aren't clicking on the videos, but if there was a Discord server or something that they could go to, maybe the word would get out that way. I mean, maybe, but honestly, it's that we can't say what we want to say. Once again, they know it's staying the same, get fucked. There wasn't even any good offers for the game's anniversary. I thought for sure they would have some spicy offers, and nope. That's true, Random Hero. They didn't really have any really good offers. They had some step offers that didn't get anybody excited. Is this a T-dub stream? Feels like Chad is a bit behind. I'm trying my best, Boba Trooper. You guys could shut up about the anniversary gift already. We're beating that like a dead horse. We just aren't allowed to say things unless we get the green light is the problem. That's 100% up, dog. Good luck on making Feedback Friday not become Games on Fire Fridays. This feedback loop is getting worse than Reddit. Yeah, I know. Let's just, seriously, I've passed along everything you guys said about the gift. We really have beaten that one to death. No, Rage Gaming did not quit. It was an April Fool's joke. I thought it was in very poor taste. His video had several decent points that he made, things that need to be fixed or worked on or stuff that people don't like, but he also had some things I didn't really necessarily agree with, and I really hated that it was a 10-minute video and at the very last second it says April Fool's. I don't like the whole I'm quitting psych, thanks for the clicks. I really, that's not something cool. That's why I didn't promote that video in the recap. That kind of clickbait really upsets me. As an April Fool's joke, sure, I get it. It wasn't done on April Fool's. No one was expecting it. A lot of people were actually worried that he was really quitting, and it's caused a lot of misinformation. I'm wasting my time talking about Rage Gaming right now. So I don't like it when people fake quit, or I don't like it when people quit and make a big deal out of it. Like, if you quit, just fuck off, right? Like, just go quietly. Who cares? People always want to like set things on fire and get a whole bunch of clicks on their way out the door, and I'm like, You're obviously making a big fuss over it for yourself, not because you're actually wanting to change anything. Hi, Squid Princess from like an hour ago in chat. I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. Hey y'all, Feedback Friday, but keep it positive only. Can't complain about awful gifts because it's free stuff. Makes zero difference on how they market it or what the gift was for. I think it's not so much about what was in the gift, but how they marketed it. And I think we kind of talked about that to death. You could also get an STD for free. Doesn't mean it's good. Thank you, Rolf Karen. Run, what people are upset about is the gaslighting going on, telling us that it's a big gift and it's for everyone. It's clearly not for endgame players. Yes, Benny. We've been saying this the whole time. The raid room coming back is a fucking nightmare. Although they did reduce the resistance, Stocky. I haven't tested it, so I'm very curious to find out if that's any good. I don't know what to do about these other teams. I don't really have anything that's going to take them out, Juicy. I mean, I guess I could go attack here, but that's not going to give us the points we need. We need to close out that room. I'll hit this with something, but I don't know what it's going to do. Let's do like a tangled. Here. Don't I have like a tangled something or other in here? Here's a Tangled Undying. I'm gonna just throw it on auto because it's not gonna work. They set the bar with previous gifts, not our fault they went backwards. Not a fan either. I don't think 50% resistance and health is enough. You know what? I'll put that in there. Let's do that one. And then... dang it. I hate when it does that. Here. Auto. They need to fix matchmaking in War and CC for a start. I don't know if that's something they can do, UK bud. I mean, obviously it's something they could do if they really wanted to, but the amount of effort to get the matchmaking right is a lot. And I think that there are other little issues that are contributing to matchmaking along the way that they should probably focus on first, like the shrinking leagues in Crucible at the top. I think if they fixed that and spread out a more even dispersal of players throughout each league, matchmaking might feel a little better. I'm not sure if that's the answer, but it's something. I'm gonna skip over everything to do with the gift. I'm done talking about the gift. 2 higher resist in raids, 1 diamond level 98 G18 Void Knight should be able to flip Absorbing Man Taunt. I'd like to see a slight increase in T4 ability mats. Hey, that's straight to the point. I'll throw that out there. I like the hat and hair, Run 7. We need something positive around here. You're welcome. That's why I put those channel points in there so you guys have something goofy to look at. Aside from Miles's crotch in the shot. That's a weird loading. All I can think about is he looks like he's like propelling himself with farts or something. It's just the weirdest. I don't know. It's where my mind goes. I'm sorry. I'm a child. I'd like to see the different rules, not the same ones being recycled to an extent. Yeah, that's legitimate. That's totally legitimate. Honestly, you should spare Share people saying it's free stuff too. I did, Updog. I put some of those in there. They need to fix matchmaking in War and Cosmic Crucible. Again, UK Bud, I'll put it in there, but I don't think that that's something that they can work on with a reasonable amount of effort. Are we going to talk about the dwindling trophy supply in Cosmic Crucible again? I mean, we can. If that's something that really bothers you, then put your feedback and I'll put it in there. Has anyone mentioned the top 2 guys on this season CC? Is that a glitch? So Daywalker, there's some there's some information about Cosmic Crucible leaderboards, payouts, and stuff like that that's gonna come out to you guys. We're not allowed to talk about it. So when it comes to finding some weird and questionable people in the leaderboards, or your number is moving around on the leaderboards and stuff, just hang in there. There's some messaging coming to you guys about that. Yeah, they know about it, exactly. As for the nope, I'm not reading about anniversary gift anymore. One area that I would like to be improved is the achievements section in the game. It feels more an insult than an actual achievement for hitting milestones in game. JPT, that has been an issue since about year 2. I mean, ever since it was like, you would get, what is it, Wolverine and Hulk shards and stuff out of achievement. It was Hulk shards out of achievements and Wolverine for like logging into the game. Now it's Mr. Negative for logging into the website. But that's been something that's been happening for a long time. I'm also at 99 out of 100. They also didn't account MSF inflation. I'm trying, Doolam, I'm trying. The red gear was all in the leaderboards or whalestones that was not available to much of the player base. Boosted accounts, love it. There's another one. They won't talk to us about boosted accounts. That involves proprietary information. They won't even acknowledge it. They won't give us eyeball emojis. They don't acknowledge it. When you ask them a question, they just uncomfortably talk about something else. They don't even, like literally in a call, you can ask them, when should we start our new player account? Because I don't want to do it while you guys are still A/B testing. And they go, does anybody have any other questions? Like, it's so awkward. It is so awkward, the boosted account bullshit. For a 6-year anniversary, the character shards. Yeah, I'm done with the 6-year anniversary. Let's see. Everybody's saying I'm so far behind on chat. I wrote the comment he read like 20 minutes ago. Sorry. Do you want me to just skip to the bottom, guys? I'm saying since the Envoys produced the video, a summary in written form you should be able to put out as well. It's in video. It's not like it's not out there. Oh, okay. You want a written summary of the videos that we produce? So when an embargo lifts on, say, the Spider Society team, you want like a summary of their kits or something? Let's see here. Skipping ahead. The gift. Time for a hype trail. I don't even have my cans on. Whoopiter followed. I'm pretty sure Whoopiter followed already. I think Whoopiter's just following so he can say something, then he's unfollowing. Either that or we got multiple Whoopiters, which would be fine with me. Change tags for the Horsemen to Darkhold, or Cosmic Mystic Unlimited to X-Men Gamma to Bio Global. That's a good suggestion. I like that. On top of this, the crowning piece of the month-long milestones being something annoying with a G18 death pool can't use was also garbage. Yep, they're definitely aware of that already. Bring Goldgate! Bring back the Goldgate, huh? Well, I could read chat and just not respond to it. Have you guys seen those content creators? Like, I'm not gonna name names, but there's some content creators who read everything in chat, but they give like a half-ass answer that's not genuine. I don't want to read. I'd rather skip over your comment than read it and give you like, oh, yeah, I agree, and then move on. Like, I want to talk about this stuff. Not a fan of their tier stuff based on time I joined. You've got year 1 players that are still using Secret Avengers for old raid nodes. You've got 6-month players that have spent $10,000 on the game and are in the same spot as 6-year players. You've also got people like myself who are year 1 players and have started different accounts who are in the end game, but may get a early game reward if they get base of play. NDA breaking, we getting a tier list? No shit, right? Of everybody who broke NDA? All right, you guys keep complaining that I'm so far behind. I'm just skipping to the end. If you've got a really important question or comment, you're gonna have to highlight my name and read it again. There, I'm at the end of chat. I just skipped everything. Is that better? I'm like Scopely. So fuck it, I ain't gonna pay attention to you. Your words are falling on blind eyeballs, because deaf ears doesn't really mean anything. Gnome says, you have a big head. Thanks, Gnomes. Thanks for being right on top of it. Any embargo lift that gets sent to CCs for video purposes should be published in text in a Discord channel on MSF's Discord where people can't reply and fill the feed with junk. Basically, people can just read the news if they want it. Don't worry, I'll still be here for vids. I see what you're saying. Okay, so, but if we were to like post the embargo lift, it would just be a line item of things that we could do. So here, let me give you an example. Shit, we don't even have any. Oh wait, there is something here. Ah! There's no events to talk about. Maybe if I go down here to embargo dates. Okay, so. I can't show this to you because it's not technically and it can be shared, but all of this information has already been shared through an embargo lift. So we have a notification says embargo dates for Spider Society kits. It ends on Monday the 25th at 11 a.m. their time. And it just says what can be shown. Kits, the Wolverine costume. The rosters can be streamed, but no gameplay. So you can stream the roster from the test server, but you can't stream any gameplay. And then they have some notes about like due to playtest delay, like why this is happening that's of no information to anyone. That's it. Like I could share that with you guys, I guess. Or I could just making my own cliff notes to go along with the video. Watch the fucking recap, guys. That's what it's there for. Crying out loud, it's the same thing. Yeah, okay. Hold on, let me read my name here. Slingshot problem in arena will never fix. I'm going to put the slingshot problem in arena. Let's do that. Feedback over here. And it isn't on the CC's to do. This is Scopely's job. They should be the ones to take on sharing information that has been released for all y'all to talk about via the embargo lift. However, DJ Donk, I want information to share, and if we start putting it on them to share that information, they're gonna 1, do it wrong, 2, not do it at all, 3, do it late or too early, and then 4, the envoys aren't gonna have anything to share, right? All we're gonna be able to do is point at them and go, look, they fucked up the information again. So I think they should give us the information as soon as possible. Let us say, hey, we need to give them more, or this should be delayed, or this should be sent out early, right? Like the information on Age of X was a disaster, and we gave them the feedback, and everything that we said was gonna happen happened, and they didn't listen to us. So, all right, I'm gonna jump into voice now. Thank you guys for your feedback. We're gonna talk about this here as soon as I can find my way to the server. All right, don't talk about NDAs.
I'll give my feedback on it. It's hard because like it's a lot of people want like infographics from us, right? Like a lot of people have asked me for a Cosmic Crucible infographic when I do a Counter Everything video, right?
Yeah, sure.
The problem is the amount of time that I put into a Counter Everything infographic makes me $0 and 0 cents. At least if it's in video form and they have to click on it, it's at least making me something. Now this is not my full-time job, so I know for others like Valley and obviously Mobile Gamer, they would be more against this because this is cutting into their income, right?
Right. And I know that's the complication. That's why I was saying that. No, I think it's not.
All right, real
not to
quick,
that level,
guys.
right?
Real quick. For those of us and myself who are just joining your guys' conversation, could you take it from the top? Let me know what you guys are talking about. Clue me in chat in here.
Yeah, sure. So this was, I know somebody had mentioned earlier, and then I chimed in to sort of try to help give some clarification about, there was a conversation this past week on the PV server about people asking if there's any way when it's exclusive content given to the envoys, so not embargoed stuff that you guys put out as content in video form, is there a way to also get that pushed out in some sort of text form for those that maybe don't have the time to do that, quick summary? I'm not talking kits, I'm not talking infographics. It's just sort of, Ron, you do these great highlights every week. I love watching them. I love the snark factor to them, but they're just quick sound bites. Here's what you missed, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I try to point people where they can go find more information about it.
Yeah, so these guys are asking, and I think it's a fair request. I don't know how we balance that out with also, you guys need to have people come watch content as well. But they're just kind of saying, hey, is there a way? Because like when we do a poll on the PV server, sometimes people are like, I don't even know what this is about. You're asking us to vote about something that was just released exclusively through the envoys. There's been no Scopely communication about it.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I read about this? That's what they're asking for.
So there's a couple things to that. One, we don't know when it's like, okay, so we get several different kinds of exclusives. We have a individual Envoy exclusive, like Benny Westside got to reveal some Spider Society stuff. And that was him. No one but Benny knew about that until an hour before it went live. They messaged us and said, Benny's going to be releasing this video. We know that everybody else was under embargo, so don't freak out. He's not breaking NDA or anything. We said he could do this. And that's kind of the new, like, this is kind of a new thing that's going on. They'll give somebody one thing, not tell anybody else, and then an hour before it happens, they do it. That's so that it drives traffic to that one person. And that's why other content creators made videos about his video, because they want... So we don't know when there's going to be an exclusive except for that one person. There's ways to solve this, obviously. We don't know when it's just like when they release it for the envoys as a whole to give out information. We don't know if that's being released to us or if that information's being shared with other test servers or what's going on. All we know is what they're telling us. And so it could be that embargo is lifted for other people who are testing and stuff, and they can talk about it with their alliances or the player's voice server or whatever. And so I agree. I think this is actually a good idea that when the embargo lifts, there should be a posting of some sort of cliff notes of, hey, this information has just been released. You can find it being posted here or videos of it here or whatever, maybe. I don't know. So that people know, hey, this is a topic. There's information out there now.
Yeah, I think that's a valid approach to it, because we're in the same boat, right? So we'll often hear like 5, 10, 15 minutes before, don't freak out, the envoys have been lifted embargo on this, or this particular person, like you said, is being able to do that. Because we're very, very protective of the deep NDA coverage, right? Because we're obviously dealing with stuff that's very future focused. And so it's tough, right? It's a challenge because you don't want to violate that. You want to honor the boundaries of all of that. But yeah, I think if there was a way somehow, maybe we can solve this together, of creating a Cliff Notes version with links to point people and drive traffic to the appropriate people. At least that way they can't say, I hadn't heard about this, right? At least there's a Cliff Note version, and then they can, if they want more context, then you go seek out the video content or, whatever. So I just wanted to hop in because that's the context of, I know there was an earlier question or comment about this, and I wanted to help clarify that. It wasn't
that makes a lot of sense.
The Envoy program or the envoys or anything else like that. It was just, this was the request.
No, I wasn't worried about that.
I think there's also a common misconception. I can't speak to the player's voice movement. You could, beta, but at least for envoys, people think we know things like 2-3 months in advance. We don't. We know things like a week before y'all know. It's not like we're sitting on information for months and months and we have all of this stuff to be able to do ahead of time, right?
And it's worse than that. Like the gift, we knew, what, 24 hours in advance?
Yeah, we knew 24 hours in advance.
Yeah, I know. We were in the same boat, and I was seriously sitting there going, wait, so you're coming to ask our opinion on something on the evening of the 27th that's due to go out on the 28th that you've already announced about.
And then when we gave them the opinion, they flipped us off and said, this is what it's going to be. I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah, and then unfortunately it didn't quite go out as it was portrayed either. So
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we all deal with the common challenges of communications and the issues around that. I think this is a good way to maybe talk through it more in depth of approaches that maybe we can all help solve it if they're not willing or able to get their own act together in a way that helps the community.
So if we have a topic release notification saying, hey, these informations were released for embargo, you can find them XYZ places, wherever it may be. Maybe it's an individual person who gets the exclusive, maybe it's the envoys who get the exclusive, or maybe it's a blog posting somewhere. Where would you want that to be released? Like an in-game message, like a little red line at the bottom of chat, in your mailbox? Do you want that to be posted as a blog post? Like what do you think is the best place for that to go? I agree. I think this is great for players, and like I would like an in-game mail that says, hey, there was an embargo released. Be sure to find your favorite content creator and learn all about it. Like that's simple, you know?
Yeah, I think the challenge that we would have with an in-game anything is then we get into the whole delays, approvals, localization challenges, and all of that. I think if there was a way, if we wanted to try to solve this externally, right? For example, when we put stuff out on the PV server, we publish it out to a bunch of other servers. So if there's a way to mirror that, right, where we can have one central source that we can publish it out, or that central source publishes it out, at least that gets the word out. Now, obviously, it's not going to solve the issue of people that aren't on Discord or following Discord, because that's why you want to get it in game. I think we solved pieces of this puzzle, and I think maybe once we show that this works, then we can go back to Scopely and say, you know what, you need to make sure the social posts are connected in with this as well, so that it's getting out to the Facebook groups and on their Twitter feeds. And then we somehow solve the in-game piece after that. I just think that one's the bigger issue to deal with.
You know what would be great is if we could say there will be the next embargo lift is happening on the 25th at 11 PST. That's it. So people know that there will be information at this time on this date. And then when it does lift, they could find it at the player's voice server. Like there'd be a dedicated channel for that. And when it lifts, it immediately goes there with a list of all the information and where you can find even more about it. And then people will just get used to it. Like I always tell people, like when I'm on stream, and I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or not, but I always say, hey, there's going to be some information coming out this afternoon, so tune into it. That that's it.
The problem is though that embargo dates change a lot though, right?
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
So then
it would always be, hey, you know, on this date, blah blah blah, and then there'd always be that caveat, subject to change.
Yeah, and that's already pretty terrible.
Well, it was supposed to come out. Why isn't it out?
Beta, before you take off, there was a question in chat from Grunt, and he asked, would it be best to stop my push for sus to get big boy APOC? What do you think of that?
In terms of in general, or in terms of the pursuit for like DD7?
I think they're looking, should they be going after APOC over sus? It's just a straight up question.
Just in general.
Yeah, just in general. And
I mean, obviously they still have tremendous value for both characters in the game. I think my opinion is, well, so first of all, in terms of Dark Dimension 7, first 3 nodes you're not going to get through without sus.
Right.
In particular, the third node is just a whole lot of, as Taco says, a whole lot of get fucked. that node starts out with 2 night crawlers that are ulting turn 1 back to back to back to back to back. And so you're just not going to make any progress with that whatsoever. You can get by with just sus and some other tunes to get through that node. You'll have to whittle it down. Obviously, APOC and sus is the best for all 3 of those nodes. If your goal is to get to Mephisto, you're going to need both, period, because you can't get through the mythic nodes. Well,
wouldn't having APOC help you get sus faster? Shouldn't you just go APOC then sus? And...
Yeah. In my opinion, I think you're trying to jump ahead, and if there was 0 value for APOC or limiting value, or he was dwindling, then I would say absolutely, yeah, that makes sense. Just jump ahead. Let's, you can deal with him much later. There's still a tremendous amount of value in APOC. I still use him in Arena. We still use him in Wars. His
60% Thunder Punch is going to have value for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. And if you think about this, pairing up APOC, for example, with Cabal, right? Iron Patriot's giving them, what is it, a 50% damage boost?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So APOC hitting with that is huge.
Yeah. Oh, Grunt says that he's already got APOC. He's curious if he should go for the big boy APOC or just push for sus. Does that make a difference? Do you need the big boy APOC?
Yeah. If you've already got APOC, it's very little effort to go get big boy APOC after that.
Yeah, it's just the ISO 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Well, Beta Rebuild, I agree. I think more information is always better. I like this idea of having some sort of an announcement that an embargo lift happened or is going to happen, and with some sort of directory to where you can find that information. And then once that embargo lifts, a list of the things that, hey, this information is now available. Like, it's always better. A lot of people were upset that we were told about the gift with 24 hours and then told we don't care about your feedback. And they're like, well, why tell us at all? And I'm like, no. More information is always better. Even if they're not going to use our feedback, it's better that we know, because at least we have 24 hours to deal with it.
So tell me, Ron, what difference did it make that we knew about it?
Because we can subtly help people's expectations get in line. We can prepare our content and prepare our streams for how we're going to approach this, because we already know how the players were going to react to it. Like, I ended stream before 4 o'clock yesterday, so I didn't really get to take advantage of it. But I had fun teeing it up the first couple hours because I knew what was going to happen, right?
Yes, so we knew what was going to happen, and it happened exactly as we knew it. We did nothing. It helped nobody that we knew beforehand.
I would still rather know and have that information be primarily useless than not know it all.
Benny, don't look at it as this particular instance, right? This is more of a grander view of things here. So
right, we never want to set a precedence for giving us less information.
I also feel like this whole anniversary, if they had told nobody about it and just dropped it in game, everybody would have been fine with it. That's what I feel like.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think if they would have just chose better wording on the gift itself, that would have improved the situation. Just said, if they would have said, hey, new players are really going to like this, and we hope that everybody else enjoys it. I think everybody would be like, obviously it wasn't for me, but hey, thanks. That's it.
I think we can all agree that there's a little bit too marketing hype put into some of the messages. For example, I crack up every time we get the challenges that come up, or the events where it's like, earn tons of catalysts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Right. Okay, I got 12. That's not tons,
We get more from compensation from the screw ups along the way than we do from these things that they get all excited about.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's definitely something I think we all can keep hammering on them. I know we do too. That
I have been. Yeah.
Just be careful of using all-encompassing words like big, large, enormous, catastrophic.
Anything that's vague, yeah. They love their vague words. I always ask them. I'm like, is this thing that people are complaining about a low priority or a high priority for you guys to fix? And they won't even categorize it in the upper half or lower half. They'll just come back with, we're talking about it. Well, what does that mean? We're talking about it right now. You're not doing anything. Like, Ugh.
I mean, and I know you don't want to talk about the gift much anymore, and I agree on that because I do think it's kind of ironic. It is a gift, and people, I don't know what people's expectations were. It is what it is. I know that there were some comments in chat earlier about they didn't take into account endgame. I can share what my feedback was on it. I basically said, as an endgame player, this means nothing to me, and in fact, I would rather you take my gift and give it to somebody as a new player or something. Don't give it to me, because all you're doing is giving me more resources that I can't use today already.
Right.
Thanks for going Metro. Make sure you
So-
attach your
That's
code.
Benny
I'm
West
gonna
Side.
mute.
That's
Sorry.
Benny on the tram. Yeah, I agree. It'd be better to help out those newer players and stuff. And boy, I'd sure like them to just acknowledge the testing of newer accounts and let us know when this is going to be done. That would be great too. But that sort of thing is never going to happen. They've made that very clear to us. So
yeah. I would say, just to close that topic, is for people that feel like there should have been a little bit more, just have some patience. They did say that there was more coming. There were some issues with yesterday, lots of issues with the updates and all of that. Just be patient.
mm-hmm.
Don't worry too much about the wording of the big gift and the fact I know somebody said earlier today in a chat I was in, it's kind of like somebody giving you a toaster or saying they're going to give you a toaster, and then they show up with, a big lighter. Let's not worry about the contents too much. Wait till you see whatever the second part of this is, and hopefully everybody will feel a little bit better about it. It's definitely, the other funny one I heard was people were saying, well, how do you feel about this? Is it better than last year? Unfortunately, that's comparing a very low bar. So
Right.
obviously anything is going to be better than that. But, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool things that are happening in Marvel Strike Force, like the change of direction where they're looking at free to play and newer accounts, and they're looking at how to fix the new player experience. They're progressing the new entrants into the game so that they get up to the top faster. Maybe not the top, but they move up to open up the whole game to everybody faster. I think that's great. I also love the fact that we are moving on to new Cosmic Crucible rules, and they're not terrible. People have their opinions about the raid room again. They're trying, though. I mean, they reduced the resistance so that, I don't know if that's the sweet spot, but they at least acknowledged that resistance was an issue the last time around. So we'll see. I don't have high hopes because the teams have been built so big since then. But there's lots of interesting things to be talking about right now. And I think people are really focused on stuff that they shouldn't be. But hopefully this news cycle will die out in a little bit. I passed along all of your guys' information into their server. I really flooded the server with a lot of clips of all the stuff that people were saying repeatedly, good and bad, so that they have that information. So hopefully that's theirs to deal with. Had they listened to us in the first place, they wouldn't have that flood of information in their server right now. So there we go.
Yeah. I mean, I always think it's kind of like when my parents used to talk to me, or my mom in particular, about how to raise my children. Sometimes you just don't want to hear the advice and you want to go through it yourself. And sometimes you got to learn those hard lessons yourself. So I kind of equate that to what they're going through.
Experience is the best teacher. Unfortunately, they don't seem to learn from experience all that much,
Yeah, well, it's the idea I used to tell my staff. It's like, I don't mind you making mistakes, but just don't make the same ones over and over again.
Right.
Learn from them.
Right.
And the joke here is sometimes they make the same ones over again, and sometimes they make just much bigger ones.
Yeah. Yeah, Lord Richter, I saw that in business where whatever is in writing holds water, not what is orally said. That's right. They absolutely don't like to set a precedence for anything. That's why they use very flimsy words. They have subject to change in every line. They don't want to be held accountable for anything, and they don't ever want to do a thing that they're sure they don't want to do again later in the future. So, all right.
I think some of it too. I was talking on Bendy's stream earlier today a little bit about it. I think some of it is that they're traumatized too, right? Whatever happened 4 years ago or 5 years ago, where they would be a little bit more transparent, but then something would happen. They couldn't deliver it, or was delivered differently, and then the outrage in the community traumatized them to the point where they recoiled so much that they said, okay, rather than deal with that negative sentiment, we're just going to hold everything back and just spoon feed it out when we're ready. because we don't want to disappoint the community. And the problem is it's creating the same problem, just a different way right now.
Right.
So they need to trust and believe that. I think that we've made progress as a community. If you look at Reddit, which used to be extremely toxic, right now it's actually not. And so I think they
Well,
need
maybe
to sort
today,
of trust
it's a little rough in there, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
overall
well,
it's improved a lot. You hear a lot. You hear positive posts on Reddit, and we don't normally see that.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly. So I think they need to have a little faith in trusting that, the community will embrace more communication and more transparency than being too tight-lipped.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they don't believe us when we say we understand that things change. We know that you're going to be trying to do what you say you want to do, and that you encounter things that change direction as you go. That happens, and I think that a lot of players would be okay with that as long as they were open about the course that they were taking and what was going on. If we knew the why and the hows of things, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But they just don't want to share anything until it is absolutely written in stone. And then by then, when they do share it with Player's Voice, when they share it with Envoys, when they share it with any of their other testing servers, we give them feedback and it's too late. They've already embedded this into what they're doing, and it's not going to change anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was using an example recently about, I was trying to get, I think it had to do with the bang for your buck stuff and all of the issues around that. And I was suggesting that somebody from the executive level there address the community and just say, hey, I just, now that it's kind of settled down, I think it makes sense to kind of come out and address the things that we're doing to hopefully prevent this kind of stuff in the future from happening.
Mm-hmm.
To my chagrin, unfortunately, I used the example, probably the wrong one to use. I said, look at Boeing, for example. They came out and apologized for the stuff that's going on with the plane flights and all that. And the feedback I got was, well, do you really think comparing a mobile game to an airplane is the same thing? I'm like, well, that's a fair point. However, I come from the tech space, and we do this all the time. When we have outages, we don't just say, okay, we had an outage, here's a little revenue back to you guys for the outage and move on. We actually say, look, we had a service outage. This was the reasons for it. These are the things that we are doing to address this from happening in the future. And, people are used to it. So it's not like we're adverse to them making mistakes, but at least say, hey, we made a mistake. This is what happened. Here's what we did to fix it. And we hopefully won't have it again. I think most people are generally okay with that.
Mm-hmm. I like when companies and even individuals take responsibility for their actions, even when it's clear that what happened wasn't necessarily their fault. But taking responsibility and saying, like if something happens, like if my car breaks down, like if I get a dead battery on the side of the road and I'm stuck there and I go, well, I couldn't have done anything about this. No, if I take responsibility and say, hey, had I had jumper cables with me or a jumper box with me, I could fix this problem and I'd be back on the road. So it was my fault for not being prepared for this. And then the next time around, I'm prepared for it, right? Because I would take responsibility for the situation. And if they take responsibility for the situation, they can learn from what happened. No pointing fingers, but just learn from their experience and be prepared when a similar situation arises the next time. What really bothered me is that in some of their messaging, they said, like, how do you think our developers felt when they tested this and the test process came back giving them the green light, and then when it went live, it didn't work? And I'm like, I don't fucking care how your developers felt about it. Like, that doesn't matter to me. It was your job as a company to get this right when it went live, and it didn't. You should be apologizing for that and telling us how you're going to fix it and make sure it doesn't happen in the future. Don't ask me to feel sorry for you. This is your job. You chose to do this. This is what is expected of you, and we deserve to have a good quality working product on delivery every time, because that's what you tell us you're going to do. And by God, we spend enough money on this game. It should happen the right way.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's not, I know a lot of people make comments, understandably, from the outside that, there's a bunch of idiots working there or whatever. From when you get to work with them, like I know you guys have met a number of the folks there, and we work with a number of them there as well. There are a lot of very passionate, very smart, very caring people there.
Oh,
Mistakes
absolutely.
happen. And it's unfortunate that the community doesn't get to interact with those folks for various reasons, because I think they would have a better appreciation for the knowledge, the passion, and all that. However, having said that, the most customer facing thing we have is the experience that we deal with. And when that experience is bad, you need to fall on your sword, be transparent, and endeavor to ensure that it, doesn't happen again.
See, guys, it's
And
the
I
same
think
thing
most
I
people
said, but
would
he
be
says it
okay
so
with
much
that.
more eloquently than I did. Exactly. I 100% agree with that. Yeah. In fact, to the point of great people working there, I play video games both privately and live on stream with developers at Scopely. I can't reveal who they are, obviously, but I play with them live on stream all the time. And they're amazing people, great personalities, really fun individuals. I met them in person, and they care a lot about their work. They really do.
Yep.
And so it's not just a bunch of people sitting in a room like, how can we get as much money out of these saps as possible? There are game designers there who really want to make a great product. They just have boundaries and limitations that they have to stay within.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I need to go over some new Crucible room rules. I need to get Juicy in here somehow, and he's going to tell us all about how to make the greatest Cosmic Crucible defense the world has ever seen. Or he's going to set me up for another fall like he did last season. I'll use his defenses, and then he's going to put out a video on how to beat him. So,
well, have fun with that.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate you stopping by and talking with us.
Yeah, no problem. We'll be doing another DD7 stream tonight on Taco's thing. We're going to go through the Cosmic Nodes. So
sounds great. I'll be there. How come you don't hang out and stay on happy hour with us when the drinks start flowing?
I did a couple times in the past, but Friday nights are tough for me to hang out into the late hours like that.
Yeah, well, and me being a sober person hanging out into the late hours is kind of rough on happy hour too.
Yeah, well, so that's the other awkward part, right? I was talking with somebody about this yesterday, that when you're the sober one in a room full of drunks, it's really hard to say that that's fun, right?
Right, yeah.
They're all having fun, and you're just kind of looking at this going, yeah.
I have sat on happy hour for an hour trying to wait patiently so I could just say goodbye, but they're all talking over each other. You can't even leave.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes I'll do that with Goofy Stuck when I've done that. It's like I'll message Taco private, hey man, I gotta go, and then all of a sudden I'll watch, and they're like 10 minutes later, it's like, babe, where did Beta go? Dude, yeah. I was trying to get a message to you guys. I DM'd you, That's the only way I could get it there.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, thanks again for joining us today, Beta. Appreciate it.
Yep, no worries. Have a great day and great weekend, you guys.
All right, later. Okay, the one and only Beta Ray Bill. Be sure to catch him tonight on Taco Shooter's stream doing the DD7 runs. They are highly informational and quite entertaining too. Scopely needs to set quality standards. Once they do, this game will be better and reflect in all aspects. This is the issue constantly through 6 years. Check those nuts and bolts on that plane. I agree. I don't understand what the issue is with all the stupid little mistakes. Also, I'll admit this though. I think they have reduced the amount of stupid little mistakes, like stupid little oversights. Those have been reduced. And it seems like the mistakes that are happening are more on the technical side of things. Like the reason something gets through is because their testing software gave them the green light. So that little bit of information made sense to me. It was like, hey, we did look at it and everything we had said this was gonna work. Okay, well now we know that your testing software is bunk, so we can try and fix that and hopefully we'll get it right next time, So anyway. All right, so I have Rolf Kieran Updog and Benny Westside has his microphone muted, but we're going to jump over and take a look. Juicy has some defensive pictures for me to take. Run is going to get blocked by the devs. Yeah, for posting all that shit in the server. Oh. Oh yeah, they're telling me you should thread all that stuff. I don't know how to do threads in Discord, so somebody else can do it. Let's see. Where is Juicy's pictures? Here we go. I'm gonna switch this over.
You know what's funny?
What's
I
funny?
don't know what the room rules are.
What's that?
I've switched off MSF for like the last 24 hours. I don't know what the room rules are.
Oh, you don't know what the room rules are? Oh, okay.
I didn't know there's a raid room. That's all I know.
We'll take a look. Hold on, I gotta find the little picture of the room rules written because I've got the old room rules at the top of Juicy's picks. There it is. There it is. Okay. So, real quick, for Rolf Karen's sake, actually thankful it's on Discord server versus in-game. Otherwise, when they go to open all that, it could crash the servers.
Okay, share screen.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll be right there.
Come on, Rolf. You got to open up his support his stream, man. What are you doing?
I am supporting the stream.
He just doesn't want to be 10 seconds behind. All right, so for Rolf Karen's sake, the global rules on defense and offense Cabal characters with vulnerable on successive hit apply vulnerable to up to a max of 5. So they don't spawn with this is when they have vulnerable already over them. So it's kind of it's been explained as a tit for tat kind of thing. It doesn't really help them too much, but it allows them to kind of not to have a little bit more edge. When below 25% health, gain 200% damage and lower enemy armor by 50%. This is kind of written poorly. It's actually bypass 50% of their armor. It doesn't lower it because as soon as the attack is finished, their armor is back to normal. Which room is the Infinity Watch room? Yeah, you could put Infinity Watch in 2 or 3 different rooms. I think room 1 and room 5 are Infinity Watch rooms.
They're not dead yet.
Basically, when below 25% health, they're going to hit really hard. All right, room 1, skirmishers apply ability block on successful attack. If the following ISO class has ability block, strikers gain 50% damage, raiders clear ability block, and heal for 10% max health. So you want to put Raider on your important characters so that they can't be ability blocked. If you have, for some reason, have a striker who does something incredible on their basic, like say you have the world's biggest Spider-Woman or something, you might consider to leave her a striker so she's putting defense down and hitting a bunch of people. I don't know. I don't really see a great reason to do that, but whatever. Raiders a lot. Room 2, raid on Crucible. It's a raid room again, but they lowered the resistance and healing by 50%, so it's not supposed to feel as bad. However, people have big Bifrost, and the counter to that hasn't been built in a while, so we don't know. ISO for Iron Patriot can be just about anything you want. Raider is a very popular choice. Also, Striker could work too. A lot of people want to leave the vulnerables on the field. Brisson, it's going to matter a lot who you are pairing with the Cabal team. Also, thank you for the follow, Head. Thank you for the follow, VPIO4. And everybody else was pretty much making fun of me with channel points. Okay. Room number 3 is aggroed. On turn, if a character has taunt, gain offense up. On turn, apply assist now to all allies with offense up. So this is a room where characters who have offense up are great for assisting, and you might be using Echo in your comps, whether offense or defense, for that room to stop assists. MLF also a good choice, I think. Because doesn't she stop assisting? I don't know.
Dark stops assist.
Her Darkhold member, though.
What's that about? Huh?
Her Darkhold member that she has with her, so
oh,
it's a percentage use. So,
all right. So the Darkhold team does well against that, I guess. I don't know if that's a great team for that room, though. Number 4, unstable energy. Villain characters' ultimate abilities cost 2 less energy, but you lower their max health by 25%. So they're a little less tanky, but they're going to open with the big moves, and so speed's going to kind of count in there. Room number 5 is the flashbang. Characters with blind reduce speed by 5% and armor by 25%. That's speed stat, not turn meter. Ultimate abilities apply blind to primary targets. So that's an Infinity Watch room since they have safeguard and immunity and won't get the blind. Room 6, Crossroads. On crit, apply bleed to primary target. If any Ghost Rider is an ally and if they have bleed, they gain 20% armor. Apply 20% crit chance to allies. However, I am told that the bleeds that are applied because of this room rule do not give Ghost Rider Robbie any speed. The music is a bit loud. I'm sorry. Here, I'm going to turn that down. How's that? Juicy, do not show your defense unless they go to your channel. This isn't... Juicy just gave some ideas here, Lord Richter. So these are Juicy's defensive picks. Now, again, he's not... These are the old room rules listed on the screen. So this is the full house room in one with the ability block Raider or whatnot. I think he means to change Forge to a Raider here, right, Juicy? Juicy, did you want to join us on voice? I think Forge should be a Raider in this team, but it's the Extreme Rogue variant. I think I have that going for me. Over here, he went with Bifrost in 2. No way that's a good idea to run unless you like pain. You don't like the idea of making Forge a Raider? I don't know. So the Bifrost in 2, there's conversations about which raid team is best in 2. It's probably going to be Bifrost again, because the Bifrost beats the Pegasus. And to beat the Bifrost team, you kind of need to use the Death Seed team, and we're back to that whole, if the ability block on Mags gets resisted, you lose. Does Gambit ping as a skirmisher applying ability block? I doubt it, Vendetta, but I am not certain on that. Usually it doesn't work that way. All right, room number 3, he's got the Sinister 6 in here. That's the aggroed room. Character has offense up or taunt. This is pretty good because they get a lot of offense up. However, I think you can like use Cabal to get in front of them and blow them up. I'm not really sure if that's how it works. And then in room 4, it's a Black Knight composition with Vulture. This is the unstable energy where they open with their ultimates. Vulture going pretty fast, rewinding everybody. Black Knight doing his ultimate instead. Captain America, of course, doing... they're all doing their ultimates, so they're going to do it real fast. And then in room 5, Juicy has for us the Infinity Watch. Woo! We're super excited about that. That's going to be another snooze room where we use a similar composition to keep them from doing... Well, wait. The room rules changes, so I don't know what are we going to use against Infinity Watch. I guess Apocalypse is about it to keep them from getting a safeguard. I don't know. Hive Mind's really falling off this season. They're not going to be used as much, Gnomes. Yeah.
Oh, Hive Mind's dead.
Yeah, Hive Mind's kind of dead. And then in room 6, it's a Secret Defender kind of thing going on here with MLF and Dormammu. Juicy, since you're here and these are your teams, why don't you walk us through this? Where do you want to start?
Let's start with this is just a rough draft. This is not what I would run just because there's too much on defense. You won't clear a similar defense.
So it's an idea, but not. So are you saying that you should probably try and find a little bit more synergy with your defensive teams so that a good counter is kind of called out to 2 or 3 rooms? Or are you just talking, you just simply need more for offense?
You simply need more for offense. Here's the problem. We've gone accustomed to having Hive Mind as a useful offensive team. Mm-hmm. Not even a useful offensive team, but probably the second best or best offensive team. And now it's no longer available to you as a player. Mm-hmm. So you mean you could be like Extreme with that. Now you have very limited options for Extreme. If you think...
So we lose the Hive Mind, but a lot of players are gaining the Cabal. How is Cabal going to play into this season?
So if I can add in here, I think the problem is going to be when people choose to put Hive Mind or Extreme APOC into, because you're going to run into massive issues in that room when they spawn with turn meter and speed up on spawn. and it's almost going to force you to Cabal Kang Room 2.
Which seems is.
Are we gonna be running Cabal Kang everywhere? That just seems like a waste. I feel like the Cabal should be able to be combined with characters that are not Kang and Apocalypse.
So
to do something cool with, so that you can spread it out a bit more.
Well, here's the problem you're going to run into, is that when people put Hivemind APOC in Room 2 or Extreme APOC in Room 2, both of those teams spawn with not only Turn Meter, but Nightcrawler and the entirety of Hivemind will spawn with Speed Up. So the combination of those things is going to cause you a lot of problems.
What do you have to say about that, Juicy?
Not really. Pegasus is so much faster that they're just going to lap them and kill them before they get a turn. Don't do that. That's been tested. Pegasus is so much faster than the other two teams that they get like 3 turns before they get a turn. So even if Apocalypse is there, you just ignore him and just kill everybody else, then go after Apocalypse.
Well then, what if you have Pegasus on defense? You're just screwed?
Bifrost beats Pegasus.
Yeah. Bifrost will also do the same thing. Bifrost is so much faster than the rest of them.
So whether you go APOC Hivemind, which, I mean, throwing the Hivemind in here, you're not losing anything because you can't really use the Hivemind on offense unless the Hivemind APOC does something well on offense. I don't know. I mean, so you don't really lose anything by throwing Hivemind in here. However, it's going to get beat, it sounds like to me. I think if you put Pegasus in here, you could screw yourself. I think what you need to do is consider putting in the Bifrost or the Hivemind and accept that the Hivemind may just get rolled over.
So the Hivemind loses in about 4 turns to Pegasus.
Okay.
So not only is it a lose, it's a
liability loss.
Yeah, it's basically you got Eternaled.
Okay.
It's not even close.
Even with the APOC in there?
Let's bump it to 7 turns.
Okay. Still not good. Okay. I think then we just get really boring with Room 2 and go Bifrost again. Is that it? I mean, is that going to be the most efficient thing to do? Is just throw your Bifrost in there?
I mean, there's one obvious person that we have not mentioned that I won't say out loud, but you can put 2 and 2 together. Who's the actual person you're going to mix into that room? But let's move on.
Okay. I'm going to save that one for my defense because I think I know who you're talking about. All right. Room number 3, the Superior 6. You don't want them for offense?
Again, this is a rough draft. You're going to want to keep one of either...
Yeah, Killshot. He meant Nobu. Gosh, you just spoiled it for everybody. Put Nobu in Room 2, everybody. That's what Juicy's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally Nobu. Room 3 is a toss-up. I'm not sure if this is... I think you lose too much if you put this on defense.
I kind of think so too. I think it's a great defense. I'm seeing where you're saying there's too much on defense, you will not be able to clear, and I think this is an important piece of that puzzle.
Well, also you also have to think like Superior 6. People are going to be more inclined to keep Sus on offense this season because Cabal just runs him over, whereas you can actually use him to basically solo a room. So.
Okay.
And I didn't test it, but I think MOE will. I mean, I had great success with MOE in this room, so I don't know the speed difference versus a full Superior 6 versus MOE, but it gets really.
I don't see MOE handling them well. Not the full team.
Updog, did you say you tested MOE against a Superior 6 variant?
No, I didn't do it actually on the Superior 6, but in every other team that I used, they just ran right over.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the kill. So you can't put Extreme in. Then. So Superior 6 are this.
We lost Juicy's voice there for a minute. Let's just move on to number 4 over here. It's a 3-piece at a time with Quicksilver Vulture. I kind of understand what's going on here. You're kind of just soaking up hits and rewinding the team and making it frustrating. It doesn't look like it's anything that's going to annihilate here. Juicy pulling a bendy. Yeah, he's delivering some packages. That's probably what's happening. So I don't think this is going to stop anybody, but it's going to be kind of frustrating, and you're not going to get an efficient takedown of this team.
Vulture will rewind everybody on his first turn, so then you get the protection from Black Knight and the Quicksilver thing.
Doing the ultimate with a Quicksilver, yeah.
Yep.
On a different note, I love how there's 7 people in DD7. 5 of them are Legion. How are they not banding together and paying Beta Ray Bill $2,300 a month to be in Legion? Room 4 is to stop new warriors. Yeah. I think there's other places you could use new warriors into this. Whoops, wrong picture.
I don't know that new warriors would actually be good in that room.
I don't see it either. You know, they're going to start with their ultimates, and you would have to pick and choose which ability you're going to use, because you wouldn't want to necessarily use their ultimates.
It's only for villains.
Oh, is it only for villains? Oh, you're right. Villain characters' ultimate abilities cost 2 less. Okay, so Quicksilver doesn't open with his ultimate. He starts with his special, which is probably okay as well. Captain America feeds energy. Peggy opens with her ultimate, doesn't she? Doesn't she just... Yeah. She has ultimate first, right? Okay, so basically you get Vulture's ultimate first is what's happening here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It basically, well, the moment you put Superior 6 on defense, Vulture becomes a defensive tune to toss right in here as an opening ult.
Because you would want to use him on the Superior 6 for offense if you had the Superior 6 available? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the idea of this room is actually to take advantage of the second part, which is that the 2 main counters to Black Knight right now are villains.
Mm-hmm.
And so they lose 25% health. So there's a decent chance that if you've well done on your Black Knight, he's going to one-shot a lot of the villains in the game.
Yeah,
okay.
True.
Please, Juicy, please tell me you're joking with Infinity Watch and 5, and that Updog, you're joking with Infinity Watch and 5, and this is your April Fool's joke, and that the meta has finally washed away this ridiculously boring team.
Oh, build your Infinity Watch, everyone.
Name a team that takes more turns to beat that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Infinity Watch will be here infinitely. We will watch them infinitely. They will never go away.
Take them all to G19.
No, Royalty Undying's never a good option for villains, in my opinion. I think that Greg always opens you up, unless you want to drop Hela. And even then, is your Zim big enough? I don't know. I personally, I don't know. Do you guys think that there's a great place for Undying anywhere?
Dylan and I thought about...
You guys were thinking about room 3, but I just...
yeah.
Why would they be okay in 3? Why wouldn't somebody just Eternals that and blow them up?
It's because of the Zug's pre-taunt.
Yeah?
Yeah, but he doesn't get all the extra stuff, so the Eternals will ult and kill them.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, it's a budget option.
It's not. Undying is an offensive team unless you're putting like a scroll in there. And now people just are going to not deal with that speed nor shenanigans. They're just going to call it. So you're basically throwing away your Undying if you toss us in there.
I think so, but I don't know.
And if you're gonna put Sus on defense, then you have to keep Superior 6 on offense.
You're gonna put Sus on defense. You got to keep Superior 6 on offense. Is the reverse true? If you want to put Superior 6 on defense, you got to keep Sus on offense.
I think
That's
so.
what it looks like by his defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think if you put both of them on defense, you're not going to clear somebody.
Okay.
On the opposite hand, if you put both of them on offense, I think you lose on efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay. So pick
Unless
one.
somebody's super turtle.
Pick one, stick it in there. Then you have the SD, Dormammu, MLF. I knew as soon as it came out of my mouth, I knew somebody would say something. Okay, room 6, Juicy. What's going on with room 6 here?
It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. On crit, apply bleed. It really sucks that the room crit, the room bleeds don't speed up Ravi. I know it would kind of be broken, but man, I love it when, I kind of like it when stuff is broken fun, you know?
Yeah. So I mean that one just forces you to use a big team like Superior 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dorn makes this a Superior 6 level team, now no longer a New Warriors team.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down the list here, starting with Athame. Athame, how much of an investment do you put into Infinity Watch? Should players consider building them to G18?
I think it's a luxury build for Crucible tryhards. I have everyone but Adam at G18, so given what I've already done, I think that kind of has to align with what I say here.
Mm-hmm. Benny, Westside, are you still with us or are you in a meeting?
I'm here. I built them to Gear 18 before last season, and I love it. And I've also purchased several diamonds on this.
So no regrets, huh?
No.
Juicy, how big would you like to take Infinity Watch, and do you think other players should?
I think it's just like any other. When you compete at the very, very top, it's a tax. When you talk about being a top 100 raid alliance, Invaders is a tax you have to pay. In war, building out of time and building new Avengers to the moon. Those are two teams that if you're not competing in the top 100, you can skip.
Yeah.
And Infinity Watch is in the same boat.
For Crucible. If you're serious about Crucible, it's the tax you got to pay. I like the way you put that. Rolf Karen, tell me that you hate Infinity Watch. You think they're trash and no player should even bother unlocking them. Go.
I love when you watch. They're the best team in the world. Build them to the moon, guys. G19 all the way. Okay, but on a serious note, for like players who, I mean, like look at the uniques. So for example, like Adam Warlock is Miasma, Phylavel is Astro Energy. Those are hot commodities among like other characters. So like build those characters first. Build your Robbies and your I guess Dormammu and your Apocalypse and maybe your Icarus. But okay, Icarus is a big question, but yeah, build those characters first.
I see.
Yeah.
And Updog, how big is your Infinity Watch? Is it the biggest in all of MSF?
I have them all at G18, and I did buy diamonds on every single one. Just one diamond. You can see that in my graphic, but I agree with Juicy and Rolf. Like, it's definitely a luxury tax team if you want to be high in Crucible. And yeah, do your other more important characters first before you do them. But yeah.
But if you can, make it happen. Okay.
And a big Infinity Watch is really nice to have in war as well. So.
Okay. Juicy, people are asking how to beat this defense if on a mirror. Now, you're saying already there's too much on defense. So let's just take it on a room by room, ignoring everything else. So if you saw room 1 and you had everything in your roster available to you, what's the efficient counter for room 1?
Shoot. This is again why I warned you not to put this much on defense. Because I don't think you have to scroll this team.
You'd have to scroll it?
Yep, scroll.
Oof, man, that's a pricey counter. All right, and then room 2 is probably a a Death Seed with a big Magneto, right?
Death Seed with big Magneto or a Pegasus with what's it called?
I'm gonna have to head out. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Benny. You think Pegasus can still overcome this in 2 as long as it's player controlled, huh?
You have to drop Kestrel though.
You have to drop Kestrel.
You have to drop Kestrel? Why?
Who do you sub in for it then, Juicy? I couldn't remember. I was trying to think of that.
Power level wise, you're either using Quicksilver. Probably once you get to these 3 millions, you're probably using APOC here.
Wow, Pegasus with APOC, huh? Wow, that's a steep price to pay. All right, and then room 3, again, we're ignoring everything. So if you got to scroll room 3, then I get it.
Now you're Masters of Eviling this.
Okay.
Because there's a decent chance Masters of Evil will kill this.
Okay.
Because Masters of Evil spawns with offense up, and then they're just going to quad tap.
And then, Athame, you were saying you don't think this works, right? That Masters of Evil may not be able to beat Superior 6 and 3?
I think going into 3 with Masters of Evil is a RNG death trap. I think you have to use Sus on Superior 6, and I think it has to be the Bifrost setup with Vol and Beta Ray Bill in order, along with Doom, in order to get through it cleanly and efficiently. Otherwise, you are running a lot of ifs, thins that are going to put you in a very bad spot.
Well, you know I'm going to try the crazy challenging one first. I like to do all the wild shit first, so that's what's going to be happening tomorrow when I find somebody. Hopefully my opponent has a Superior 6 and 3, and we'll give it the old college try with both Mo and whatever else you guys want me to try. We'll give it all. We'll see how it goes. I'll even back out of matches just to see which one's actually more challenging. I kind of enjoy testing weird stuff more than really trying hard anymore. Okay, and then in room 4, you said the New Warriors won't work in room 4.
New Warriors is what you're probably going to try.
He says with a smirk. So what do you drop Dagger and put something else in there to spice them up a bit?
No, you full go New Warriors and hope you don't die.
Oh, okay. I'll put another question mark behind that one. More testing is necessary. Moving on to room 5. What's the way to go about this? Apocalypse will keep them from spawning with save proof.
Nah, big time Eternals.
Okay, for a guy like me who doesn't have big time.
You can't run this defense if you don't have everything built.
You can do Darkhold.
Oh god.
Darkhold big time would work. Eternals would work. Actually, no. Darkhold could be bad if Nebula is big enough, because in this room, that ult is going to apply blind to everyone on that first hit. So if you did that, you would have to run Rhino Hold.
It's just the primary.
Just the primary? It is. Okay. Unlike room 1. So room 1 would probably be where I would still put that team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because if you put Nebula in room 1, her ult will apply ability block to everyone if you run her as a skirm.
So you're saying big time Spider-Man with Darkhold, or big time Spider-Man with Eternals, or Rhino Hold, or, but no Apocalypse? You don't want to take Apocalypse in here to keep them from spawning with Safeguard?
APOC's too
You're
valuable.
gonna need him elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
APOC is gonna either help you beat 2, it's gonna help you beat 4. Right?
I'm
Because
putting
New Warriors,
Sorry. I'm putting my APOC on defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
APOC is APOC's not safe in any room other than 2 because Cabal shuts him down entirely, just like he shuts down Sus.
Okay.
Just for the public service announcement.
So don't put APOC anywhere but 2? Oh boy.
Unless you're putting APOC and Sus in 2 different rooms.
Oh man.
Just
Okay.
let your opponent.
Lord Richter says that room 5 Mo destroys it.
You're not gonna use MOE there. You got to use MOE.
Right.
You're too taxed. Yes, those things beat it, but you can't use that there. You have to use this is if you're running this heavy of a defense, you have to be very precise on where you use your offense because you don't have a lot of offense.
Mm-hmm.
And one mess up means you don't clear.
Yeah, because I mean, as we're going through this list of stuff to use to counter it, we're already seeing the things you guys are saying you should use is already on this defense and isn't available, like MLF. Speaking of MLF, in room number 6, the Crossroads room on Crit Apply the Bleeds, what do you use to destroy this if you have anything available? This is the Cabal room, and please don't tell me it's Cabal Kang. I don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing Cabal APOC either. That drives me nuts. That reminds me of D-Force. When we put Doom on the A-Force team, I just think it's garbage. So Cabal and who?
I mean, I think Cabal is almost like a soft new team for Kang this season. And I know you hate hearing it, but the rest of MOE has been falling off for a minute now. The higher and higher teams go, MOE isn't scaling because everything is on Kang's back.
Yeah.
It's literally a B tier team held together by a S tier character.
Yeah. And so to say that, so this is an example of where you probably could sub out a couple of members, not use MOE. You could probably get away with shoot, you would need a pre-taunt, so probably Zuggs and somebody else. Because you still gotta eat that opener. I don't think Hell is a good idea because of MLF. Well, MLF's turn meter will get no respawn. Probably, yeah. And this is also where you have to have a big enough Cabal to carry this damage now. Because no longer are you. Because the reason that most of us use Kang with Cabal is because no one spent enough money to make Cabal the actual main part of the team. Right? If you have a G16 Cabal, they're not going to do jack. And if you're going to not bring Kang, then your Cabal is now the ones doing the work. So now your Cabal needs to have 7 reds, 7 yellows. They need to have the firepower to do the work themselves. Unless you're stuck using Kang to carry you through that fight.
I see.
Does that make sense?
And other hitters, aside from Kang, are too slow getting to the point. So, like, Omega Red isn't going to help you regardless of how big you built him.
No,
he doesn't.
MILF.
Yeah, he's too slow.
Oh.
Well, you're gonna have to use. You're probably gonna have to use Zuggs, and you're probably gonna have to use, I guess Emma, and so that means that your damage is coming from, the main 3 Cabal.
That's scary.
And I mean, if you spend enough money for your Cabal to do that, you're good. Again, this defense is not.
All right, so if you're using Cabal Kang here, that means you're not using MOE in 3, right?
So
if you're using APOC in 2, then you're not using him to help you in 4. Like, you're right. This is a huge defense, and you don't have, like, if you feature this as your defense, you won't have enough to go up against somebody with the same defense. And so then it's going to be, who got the best efficiency score without even clearing some rooms, maybe.
If you run MILF Cabal in 6, Lord Richter, and they explain this terribly with their post about Iron Patriot, the explanation is shit. Because on defense, Iron Patriot doesn't prevent on-spawn turn meter. On offense, your offensive characters spawn in first, you prevent the on-spawn turn meter of defense characters. It is explained horribly. But if you run MILF Cabal in 6 into, like, this room 6 right here, Iron Patriot prevents the on-spawn turn meter of Hardlight and Morgan. The explanation is terrible, and he has to be positioned on the far left, but it works.
He's not supposed to. He's not supposed to get in front of anybody on spawn, either offense or defense. But the testing that they've done, he's not stopping turn meter from anybody on defense or offense, especially Hardlight, specifically Hardlight. Matt Sheets himself told us that's not supposed to happen. They specifically made it so that whenever the characters spawn in, they do their on-spawn stuff first. Then the Cabal team is supposed to spread out the vulnerables and then read the room. Is how it's supposed to. I don't know. So testing needed, but that's what we were told from Matt.
So here's the fucked up part, and it's going to throw a wrench in everything. Hardlight is inconsistent. I've seen her not get it. Everyone else, Iron Patriot, including Super Scroll, will prevent their turn meter on spawn.
I was told that Scroll calculates his turn meter after the spawn.
And he does something different.
So Scroll is supposed to still be affected by the Cabal, but nobody else is, regardless of offense or defense, is what we were told. Well, I don't know. Yeah, spaghetti, Stocky. It's all spaghetti code. It's a bunch of bullshit. Figure out your game, Scopely, and then gift me something more. No, we're not going back on that topic.
But anyway, does it make sense that if you had this defense, you had to have certain teams built to the moon and they have to be precisely used somewhere, or you're going to probably... This whole combo is too much. It doesn't give a lot of breathing room. And it requires very specific things to be built to the moon.
All right. Well, I think there's a lot to take in here. I think there's a lot of things going on, and I can't wait for the first couple rounds of this new season to start and for us to figure out what's absolutely broken. As far as, there's going to be bugs in some of this stuff. We already have a feeling that something's not going to work right with Cabal, on spawn, vulnerables, that sort of thing. So rooms like Room 6 on this might be a great option because you don't even know how it's going to work out. Other things, we have a pretty decent idea of what's going to play out in Room 2, how you can pep that up if you're a smart player, or just roll with something similar and not worry about it. That's up to you. But hopefully you guys in chat, this helps you guys out a little bit. I'm going to wrap up stream now. And so for those of you watching this on YouTube, hope this helped you guys as well. You can find Athame, Juicy, Rolf Kieran, and Updog all on Twitch and or, well, Athame, I don't think you do YouTube anymore, do you? I don't remember if Athame has a YouTube channel or not anymore.
Not really, no.
No, you have it. You just don't really put out any content on it, do you? But you can find Athame usually lurking in somebody else's stream too, because I don't think Athame's doing much streaming these days. But anyways, this information is out there, and I know Athame was on Bendable Straw's channel. You can find him there on that YouTube channel, helping out Bendy with some of this information. So check out those videos. There are tons of content creators with videos out, giving you a variety of ideas. And Hitmonkey is going to be OP in all rooms. That's right, Common 9. That's a fact, guaranteed. In the meantime, y'all be safe, take care, and I will catch you next time.